All right.
Hi.
Welcome everybody to the stream. How are you guys doing today? Nick, how are you? How are things
Good.
going?
I'm doing well. And yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. It's
Good.
it's been a good day. I'm still got a little bit of allergies, so I'm a little stuffy, but hopefully not too bad for everybody. But yeah, today's been a pretty good day. We had a nice sunny day. It wasn't too crazy hot here. Good
Well, it's
weather.
starting to get chilly here.
Getting
Burr,
chilly.
a little
I'm
bit.
still in my t-shirt still, so
Yeah, making us jealous. Nobody likes the show off, Surfer. No.
oh, come on.
I'm teasing.
Look, I pay the big bucks with property tax, so you guys can have the free views when I'm walking down the beach making a video.
Well, what would make that even better is if you allowed us to come stay at like your house, like an Airbnb for a week.
Oh, I see. You guys want to put a comment down if you want to see a surfer Airbnb come up
Well, that's okay. Nick wants to come out and stay at your house for free.
for free.
With
Okay,
her family. That's the type of
there you
Airbnb
go.
I want.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna have to talk about that. We got to figure something out because there's room, but there's not places to sleep. You'd be all over the floor.
Listen, I'll go to Walmart and get some air mattresses. You don't put conditions because I will find a way.
Oh man, that is.
Yeah.
But no, it's been good. The issue we have at the moment is there's a fire
Oh,
out in Riverside area, Temecula area, and that smoke's kind of starting to blow around the area and kind of
that
get
why
my.
you got allergies.
So that definitely gets me some allergies. And then I live close enough to the ocean that I think about 50% of the houses have some kind of mold or moisture issues going on.
Oh, I don't like mold.
So you're
Uh-uh.
always fighting that stuff. You're finding it and fighting it and
Well,
dealing with
same
it.
here though, because we got a lot of moisture from, it's wet here with the snow and all the rain and yeah, so we got a lot of natural lakes and rivers too. So, vinegar, straight white vinegar, people. That's all you need. No bleach because I won't kill it. Vinegar.
You got to have the vinegar. Yeah, the bleach causes all kinds of problems. You
Yeah,
put it on
breathing.
yourself.
Hi, Poca Rossi. We should probably say hi to our guest.
Let's do it. Let's see who we got. We got a pretty good crowd in here now. So if you guys haven't done so already, hit that thumbs up. That's going to help people know that we're going live right now.
And you got a super chat as well.
We got a super chat in here. All right, well, let's hit that first. So JT Coins, thank you for the super chat, bud. If you guys haven't checked out some of his videos, they're really cool. I'm going to send him. So Nick, this is something I want to do for part of our part of this whole thing too. Is I need to pick a coin. I need help finding a coin, picking
Okay.
it, sending it into to JT Coin Rings, and have him turn it into a ring for me.
Okay.
So we got
That'll
to
be
figure out.
fun.
Maybe by the end of this, we'll figure out: am I sending in a peace dollar, a Morgan, or something more new?
Something cooler.
We got to think of something cool to send in and have him turn into a ring.
Well, what is your favorite coin? Do you have anything that you are partial to that you really love?
Oh, I don't know if I could turn them into rings. That's the thing.
Well, you could go down and get a little bit of, get the same one and you can have doubles. But if it's going to be a
Yeah,
ring, it's special. So,
that is true. So I have one that's too thick for my finger, so I'm gonna have to talk to him about getting it size. So not just the size of your finger, but
mhm.
also not making it too thick that it's hard to bend your finger.
Your
But the one I have
birthday would be
now
cool.
is
Like something.
basically like a patriot coin. It's like the Boston Tea Party, which is really cool.
No, I will not be donating my flip coin for Surfer's ring.
Oh gosh.
The constitutional stacker. Thank you, but we don't want that idea. Don't put that in his head.
All right, that's hilarious. Okay, so let's do welcomes real quick for everybody here. So we got Chew, welcome, and Texas Stacker, welcome. And he's asking you, Nick, a quick question here as we start welcoming everybody. But have you ever heard of a golden eagle coin?
No. Golden Eagle. No,
I've heard of a gold eagle,
not the Golden Eagle though.
American gold eagle, but I don't know what a golden eagle
Yeah, neither
is.
do I.
And we've got AKA Brett is in the house. Welcome, howdy. And I'm in the house, apparently. I guess I sent a text earlier. And we've got Invisible River Ranch. And wait a second. We got to Invisible River Ranch changed their name mid commenting here.
Yeah, I don't.
That's kind of funny. And we've got Joseph Lopez. And who else do we got in here, Nick?
I see Shinyman, Constitutional
Chinaman.
Stacker, Gold Maple, Amy Harrell, Eli, and Invisible River Ranch. Good to see you guys. I may have Craig is here, and I got your email. I need to respond. I just got it in Victoria Roman Carter, my friend. Good to see you.
Welcome.
I hope I didn't miss anybody. Gold Maple, did we mention Gold Maple?
I think
And
we
he
mentioned
says
Gold
he's
Maple.
bored with the American coins like Morgans and Peace dollars.
We've got E1337 collection.
Oh, yes. I did see a high there.
And
Seymour.
Rosie. And then Kane Friday. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Kanye Friday. I never get that right, but
use a double eagle gold piece for the ring. Well, I would love to have a gold ring that's made out of a coin. I need to make sure I find something like the right sizing and everything first before I do it with a gold coin. So we'll test it out on silver. But I think a gold coin ring would be pretty cool too, Nick.
Yes, that would be beautiful. Hi, coin collecting fun. It's nice to see you.
That would be fun.
It's Cane Friday.
Cane Friday. All right,
yes.
We got it.
Oh, so, yes, that's much easier. Cane Friday. Okay. I can BTS, and I saw somebody else too.
I gotta say though, Nick, for someone that I went to got a master's degree, I still can't spell or read half the time.
I mean, half the time I can't pronounce anything anyways. And if I do, it's going to be either a Yankee accent or Southern accent, like my husband's. So nobody can understand me half the time anyway.
I think that's awesome. Well, a couple things I wanted to throw out to the crowd today. We have a great message, or I should say show. It's not a message, it's a show. You guys are all part of it today. But we're going to be talking about, is it possible to have too much silver? Do you guys think it's possible to have too much silver? I'd love to hear your comments in the comment section there if you think it's possible to have too much silver, and what happens when you need to sell it. We're going to hit both of those today and talk about them, because it is something that does happen to people. I know, Nick, you've talked to me about it before. You've mentioned that you've known people that have had to sell their silver, right? You've also talked to people about talk with people that are asking questions about how much silver should I have. There was another video from another YouTube stacker today that came out about how much silver should you stack. So I think this is the day for it, which is funny because we picked this a couple, like yesterday, and put it out.
The consensus in the chat is no, you can never have too much silver.
Okay, well, we're going to talk about that today. Okay, someone asked a master's in what? So I've got a master's of science in advertising, public relations, and database marketing. It has evolved to something called predictive analytics, is some of the stuff I do, and then that's even evolved further to the term AI. So that's why we had a show on AI a while back. Is I sell artificial intelligence software that helps automate process. So that people can spend more time on important tasks and leave to the computer some of the tasks that they'd rather not do. That's what my degree's in. And thank goodness for spell check, and thank goodness for for word processors. That's all I can say. And spreadsheets. All those things make life easier. Okay, so everybody's thinking you can't have too much. Is it possible that you can overbuy? Is it possible that you can overbuy? So, maybe that's two different things. Maybe you can never have too much of it, but is it possible you overbuy it and now you have to pay bills like maybe a car payment, or you may need some money for groceries, and you look around and you're like, I just put it all into silver. What do I do now? So I don't know.
Hi there.
All you guys watching, has that ever happened? Have you ever maybe purchased a little too much silver at a given time where you feel like you put yourself into a crunch?
I have not overpurchased silver before that I put myself in a crunch, but I do think we can purchase too much. I think there is at times can be enough is enough.
I think so too. Okay, so check this comment out, Nick. This is one we were talking about right before the stream.
Mhm. Now, I would like to know what the scientific reasoning behind having your weight in silver. Personally, if I was to have my weight in silver, I really wouldn't have a lot.
She only weighs 40 pounds,
Well,
guys.
no, I don't weigh 40 pounds, but considering what some of these men do weigh, I don't weigh that much.
Well, maybe they eat more. I don't know.
Well, I am a woman, so I'm 5'5". Hi, Sean and Armando from the vault came in, and then Just a Dude. And I thought
Welcome,
I saw
welcome.
somebody else as well, like financial success coach.
Welcome, financial
Is
success.
that a fat joke? No, it's not a fat joke, but it is. Some of us, weigh more than others. I just don't understand where that comes from. And to be honest with you, I think it's first of all, you need to ask yourselves, why are you stacking? What is your goal?
I completely agree. So let me ask you that question, Nick. So why are you stacking in the first place?
Well, I look at it as a savings account.
Okay.
I look at it as, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I did not have a 401k. So 401k, so to speak, maybe for retirement. But
I think so too. And I mean, what has silver done over time? It's gone up,
it's gone up, but it goes
right?
up very slowly.
It does go up very slowly. It is very
Hi,
manipulated. Anybody
Martine.
that thinks it's not manipulated does not understand what a derivatives market
Mhm.
is, paper silver is.
My
Um,
Pepsi.
and if I heard this, I think it was today. I watched a few different videos, but the problem is there's about 200 people. I think it's 200 or 250 people in silver that think they own the same ounce of silver. Once you start looking at the paper price
Mhm.
and you start to put that thought in your head, you start to realize there's a huge issue with it. I don't think it's always going to be able to be manipulated. I think banks are going to get themselves into a situation where they can't do that anymore. And when that starts to come apart and they have more liquidity issues, I think you are going to see the price of silver start to return to where it should be.
But I can't go by on what it might do or what
Nope.
it should because I think we've been hearing this for a long time, and it may be right around the corner that we start seeing that. But as of right now, I can only go by the facts that I have as of today.
It could be. So this is where it gets tricky to figure out, like, and I think there are a couple different things here. So let's just establish that if you had unlimited funds, there's probably not too much silver you can buy, except for how do you house it? Can you fit it
Mhm.
in a safe still? Can you move it around, right? So you may not want to go buy tons of silver if you had the money for it. You may want to start looking at gold that's going to be in a much smaller package for you, denser metal. But when you're looking at why are you buying silver, for me, I have a couple reasons I'm doing it. One of the reasons I'm buying silver is for savings. Okay, that's one reason. A second reason is I like collectibles, so I have fun getting little collectible things like this that I showed the other day. It's a little Frankenstein 1.5 ounce gold bar that was poured.
Mhm.
Um, so I have fun getting some of those, but the main reason I'm doing it is in case I need to barter with it, or in case uh, the financial system starts to fall apart. I want to be able to have something outside of that system that's physical that I can control and hold.
Mhm.
And to me, that's pretty important too. So, to your point, I don't know when things are going to unwind where silver is just going to go skyrocketing up. So, I'm not buying based on some kind of a silver squeeze concept
Mhm.
or I'm going to get rich from it. I will put money in other investments to try to make money. I put
Right.
money in silver and gold because I want to create savings that's real and tangible.
Well, you made a good point. If people are in it to try to get rich, it's not going to happen in silver.
Well, I think you're going to get really disappointed, right? I mean, it happened a few years ago where people were trying to chase it and They had a lot of stuff on the internet. It was around the time they were doing the GameStop stock and Wall Street bets in the stock market, and then people really trying to chase it and move it into silver to see if they could do a silver squeeze. And that's not something I got involved in, and it's something that I think could be really risky for people. And that's where I think you could overbuy, not necessarily have too much, but overbuy for your given situation. Hello, Homestead.
Emerald Coast Stacker, and I saw Mike Pepsi.
Mike, welcome.
And Turtle, and Silver Turtle, and Mark B, and Ghost Nancy T. Also came in the chat.
Well, thanks guys for coming in. So to me, Nick, I think, you know, I do have a little bit of a hard time trying to figure out how much silver I should have, right? And anytime I use the word should, I always have to go back. My wife says, stop saying should. There is no should, right? Should is a construct that basically is trying to compare you to something else. And it's
okay.
Really
I like that.
So I try not to say should, but I still say it. I try to catch myself now. So hopefully one day I'll stop saying it. But the weight thing doesn't make any sense to me.
Doesn't make sense to me either.
You know, what starts to make sense to me is like a percentage of your expenses, right? So I think, you know, I think what does make sense is, let's say, take your expenses, your bare bone expenses for the year. If you could stack enough silver to pay for your expenses in 1 year, that starts to make sense from a goals perspective to me. You know, for me, I still like to have some cash on hand so I don't have to just sell my silver, especially when it moves up and down, right? You want to be able to sell it when you're at the top of a market, not at the bottom. Don't be a shithead. Is that what I just saw?
No, a shithead. A shithead. So we had Farm Dog and the Metal Angler and Dale and Celtic Knot. So I also want to have, I don't want to have too much to where I couldn't take it with me if I had to. I want to be able to take it with me easily. And so, you know, I think a lot of this goes along with how much gold you're stacking as well on top of your silver. It's going to determine how much silver you are going to want to have.
I think so. You know, if I had a fire and I had to hurry and leave my house,
right?
You know, if I had, this is all hypothetical, guys. My stuff's in a vault 40 minutes away from here. But if I had it in my house and I had, say, you know, 2,500 ounces of silver, because that's what I'm stacking based on my weight, for example, I'm not going to be able to put that in the car very fast if I need to hurry and run. But I could put a lot more value in, you know, a tube of Gold Eagles, for example. Now, it would cost more money too, but let's just say I go with the same value of it. I can grab a couple coins and run with it versus a wheelbarrow's worth of silver. So I do think there's a good point to that. Just buy a bigger truck. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I could either, you know,
more silver. You bought the truck.
I could either bring, hi, Rocky Superstar. I could either pack my kid with me and my husband, or leave them home and then take my silver. So, you know, I don't want to have to make that choice.
I agree. So here's another one. This is one that I always recommend to you guys is, you know, if you want to talk about prioritization, you can't eat gold and silver. So if you get into a crazy situation, you got to have food and water first. Okay, liquidated 12,000 ounces of silver before, and it sucked. Oh my goodness. I'm not even sure how you accumulated 12,000 ounces of silver. That's insane. That's awesome.
But that's what we have it for, right? It does suck, but thank God that you had it and that you were able to have that to liquidate if you needed the funds.
That is a stack, though. I have to say, I would love to see a picture of 12,000 ounces of silver. That'd be really cool.
Now, and I saw where Amy said that she had to liquidate some of her silver to pay bills, and that is great. But in my area, I can't easily liquidate my silver if I was going to. So another factor in would be having a good exit strategy. How much are you going to be able to dump if you needed to, and where are you going to be able to dump it? And that's going to be, you know, a factor in my decision making on how many ounces I have.
So I had a glitch in my, you know, financial planning where I had some expenses that came up that I was not planning on. And So I needed to get some funds quickly, and I went through my emergency fund, and I needed some additional funds. And so, Nick, what I decided to do was sell some of the bulkier silver I had,
Hmm.
because I've come to the conclusion I probably don't want big bars. I probably want coins or rounds. They're easier to deal with. And I ran into a problem where I ran into two different coin stores locally here that were not buying. They said we have too much silver. This is when everything got to the height of it about 6 months ago. And they said, we're not buying right now. And we also no longer take cash. And we also will not give you cash. Everything has to be done with a check. And that's also something a lot of us do not want to deal with. We'd rather get it in cash, and deal with, reporting on our own there. So I got to say, if all you had was a 100-ounce bar to sell, that could be really hard to move it. You may not be able to find someone that wants to take it.
So my local LCS closed down. So the closest store that I have to me now is about 2 hours. And right now, to liquidate silver, I'd want to do generic rounds if I had to. But then I have a lot of other stuff that's worth a little bit more than spot. So, that's not something I'm going to want to go dump at my local coin store and not get what I paid for it. I would have a very bad day. So that's one thing too why I've shifted on what I'm buying when I buy silver. I'm trying to get it as close to spot as I can. I want it as boring as I can because I want to be able to, if I do have to dump it and I have to get close to spot, I'm okay with that. But right now, I'm silver heavy as far as the semi-numismatic, the stuff that's more expensive, the collectible, and that's not something I'm going to want to go liquidate and just get close to spot.
That's true too. So here's another interesting comment too. So I personally right now am not trading silver on the paper market, and I'm also not invested in silver or gold miners at the moment. I do plan on putting some money into those companies, but right now I'm waiting. I'm kind of more concerned about having enough physical and the food storage and making sure my house is all in order first. And then if I've got some extra money to invest, I may look at putting it into the miners. But I don't know if you've looked at the miners, Nick. It's been really ugly this year. It's just been pretty much.
I have been watching them because I see a lot of YouTube videos on the mining stocks. And in theory, that sounds like a great investment. So I watch for a while, and I have not seen any right now that are doing very well that I want to go in and I want to invest in right now. And that is true. So for example, I just sold a coin on eBay. I sold it for $285. I think it was 235 is what was put in my account from eBay on a $285 coin.
Let me know next time, Nick.
So, and that was disheartening. So it's like, I don't even want to sell on eBay anymore. I can sell on eBay fairly easily, and I got what I wanted out of it. But then by the time all the fees are taken out, that was a big chunk of that money.
No,
So
that's
I
too
love
much.
money.
That's too much. When I do sell on eBay, I can do it for 5 to 8% on the fee. The 5% if it's more money to one person. But the bigger problem you have is the competition on eBay. You may have a lot of people trying to sell the same kind of coin and no one sees it, and then you end up having to advertise or lower your price. And
So exactly,
it can end up costing you 20%.
So I did the advertising. Okay, I didn't realize how expensive it was. It was expensive. So on the first auction, it did not sell. So then it was relisted, and I didn't realize it was relisted. So I got charged all the advertising fees again. And that's not something I wasn't going to do again. Had that other one not, so I was not pleased.
And the other thing I'll tell you guys, this is just quick eBay advice. If you're doing an auction, always do a reserve, period. If you don't, I've had coins go for hardly any money because I wasn't advertising them. I just had them listed, and someone kind of found them, was watching them, waited until the last couple seconds and put money on there, and stuff went too inexpensively. So always put a reserve on there, but know it's going to cost you when you put a reserve. That is a non-refundable fee.
I did have a reserve. I had at an auction, and then I had a buy it now price, and the person actually bought it at the buy it now price, which was much more than my reserve, was for the auction. So had if had they wanted in the auction, I would have gotten more money.
Yeah.
But because I had to pay all of those, no, it
Yeah,
wasn't.
no, it is tough. And what I can tell you though is I have made money on eBay. I've made pretty good money selling coins on eBay. But it really has to be something that's pretty unique, that has
That's
low
true.
mintage. And it has to be something that has like exploded and taken off in interest. Outside of that, I wouldn't sell like gold buffaloes and eagles and maples and stuff like that on there. It's just, there's not enough margin.
Can I just share something really quickly, because I've been waiting to do this on a stream that I saw Rocky Superstar. He sent me something, and I just got it in this week, and I wanted to show it off because I think I love it. And he literally drew me.
Let's see it. Okay, we're gonna go close zoom in here. There we go. That's awesome.
I can't see. So I just thought that was so thoughtful and so nice for somebody to take the time to do that. And I do love it. So thank you, Rocky.
That is awesome.
Yes, it was very nice.
I don't even think my kids have done that.
No, but I mean, even the hair, I mean, it was just so thoughtful. And I love the new
awesome.
coins the best. It was very thoughtful and very nice.
All right, so here's a good question.
Thank you, Rocky.
Emerald Coast Stacker is a big fan of vintage silver bars. What are your precious metal guilty pleasures?
Belongs in a museum, modern art. It's really nice. My guilty pleasure, Walking Liberties.
That's a good one. For me, it's shaped coins that have like a frickin' dragon on them or Star Wars or something.
Mine's flip coins.
She likes to flip coins. I have hand poured stuff. I don't have a lot of it, but I do have some hand poured. That is awesome.
Somebody asked what was on the bottom.
And for me, it's more something that really catches my eye that just looks really cool is my guilty pleasure. I do have some vintage bars that have been handed down to me from my dad, and he received them from his grandpa. Those are not going up for sale. We're going to keep passing those down. And they're really cool. And they're really hard to find. But I think everybody's got a little bit of a different way of doing that.
I have some vintage bars, and I've seen them go on eBay and they're not going for what they should be going for. So, I mean, unless I keep passing it down, which I will, for me, I'm not going to go out and buy a vintage bar.
Yeah. So here's an important thing that I'm going to put it back up. Joseph Lopez put on here. I'm not a tax expert or an attorney, but from reading what I've read on this and hearing people talk about it, I believe it also goes retroactive this entire year. So you guys need to double check that. So if you are getting paid by PayPal, Venmo, it'll probably still happen with even Zelle.
Mm-hmm. It will.
They're going to go back and want you to justify what those transactions were to know that you don't need to pay tax on it. In precious metals, they're going to tax you on it. You can't say, hey, I was selling gold and silver, it shouldn't be taxed. They don't understand money versus currency. But what I will tell you is if you are doing transactions with cash, they don't know about that, right? That's something that's between you and Uncle Sam. But this $600 threshold thing is really just a money grab by the IRS to try to make everybody's life hard. There's no other reason to do it. I mean, people are not money laundering stuff all over the place.
Rocky.
But just wait until the CBDC comes out. This is why you want silver and gold. When the CBDC comes out, you're going to probably be paying taxes on everything, even the $5 lunch money to your kid, unless you can show it was lunch money. So it's going to be a pain.
Well, we have to pay taxes on, I don't care if it's a coin that's real money, whether it's Walking Liberty or if it's bullion. I have to pay taxes on it all.
Yep, same here.
And we don't have a threshold on that. It's 5.5% on number to infinity. So, and I don't see that changing anytime soon.
Cash is also anonymous. That is true.
I do.
Nick's Coins shirt. Do you have a Nick's Coin shirt? I don't know.
I think he was asking me if I recognize the shirt, and picture.
Oh, the shirt in the picture.
And I do.
Oh, got it. That's awesome. Yeah, so Mark, that's for Nick in Maine. I'm in California. It's 7.5% here.
But up until 2000, or is it after 2000 you don't have to pay?
After 2000, you don't have to pay. But we also have state income tax on any precious metal sales too. So
Great, Mark B.
you have that stuff you got to deal with too.
Time to move. Well, I have determined I'm going to start buying in New Hampshire, where there is no sales tax, and then just go across the border. Except, again, that's another 2.5-hour drive for me, but my sister lives in that area in southern Maine. So I plan to go see her in the next couple weeks, and I'm going to make a trip and save my money until then.
I
Although
think that's awesome.
our last show that we had, we talked about Black Friday, and
Yep.
I did start searching, and I started to see some stuff for advertised for Black Friday and holiday deals. So start looking, start searching.
Start looking for it. And I've started sending my silver purchases to my dad's house. I should say my parents, to my parents' house in Utah. And that makes it so I don't have to pay the sales tax. And
Yeah, let's hope you get it from him. He might just
I'll get it from him. I know exactly what I ordered.
I'm
And
teasing. I'm
he puts
teasing.
it in his safe and everything, so it's nice and safe. But you gotta think out of the box a little bit with these things, guys. Like, if you happen to live in a state where they charge sales tax, is there someone you can send it to that's not in that state? Can you find a few other people to pool money together and have it, sent to one person's house to save on the sales tax with that? I just think it's ridiculous. It's, a lot of this is money. It's not even collectible stuff. And
Hi,
even if
Metal Braveheart.
I just
Metal
don't.
Dragon. So Metal, I'm going to say this. I don't know why. Metal Dragon Braveheart. There you go. I guess it's because I always nickname him as Metal Dragon.
There you go. Well, read that one, Nick. That doesn't sound too good.
Ew. So Metal Dragon is in New Hampshire.
She's not going to be happy with that one.
I'm going to go down to Tim's, and if Tim asks for my ID, I'm going to tell him I lost it. What if I told him I didn't drive and I don't carry my ID with me? I'll just tell him, you better go see Yankee about that one.
Just tell him you're like Yankees niece or something. I don't know.
That's what I'll do. But you got friends in New Hampshire. There you go, Metal Dragon. Let's go shopping. Let's go shopping.
That's awesome.
So I did look.
I need to come up there too. I want to come up to. So I don't know if any of you are you guys aware of the total solar eclipse coming up?
Time to move. Yeah.
I think it's March or May. It's one of the M months there. But I'm hoping to go up your direction, Nick, when the eclipse happens.
Yes.
I'm hoping I can meet up to say hi and also go over and meet Tim. And I don't know. We may have to have fun doing a live stream and see how long it takes Yankee to show up.
Yeah. Look what Sean put. So we would meet up at Tim's store and start doing videos with him and do a live stream. And so we'll taunt Yankee, say, Yankee, catch us if you can.
And I'm gonna bring like 200 stacking surfer stickers and just slap them right on that countertop.
Oh, that'll be so funny. And Tim, I think would find it would be hilarious.
It would be pretty good. I would hope it goes viral because it would be pretty funny. I don't know. We got to do something like that. I got to figure that out. That would be pretty funny.
I could just go down there and camp out and just hide out and wait for Yankee to show up.
Yeah.
And Sean can meet us there, he said, and Metal Dragon too.
Yeah, it would be fun. It would be really fun to go do that.
Yeah, it would. I think it'd be funny too, just to tease Yankee.
I think it would be awesome. And the other thing is that to me, there's nothing better than buying from a local store if you can.
If you can.
And a lot of these local stores, the people running them, there's just history, right? Unfortunately, I'm not seeing a lot of coin stores opening. I'm seeing coin stores closing.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the people you're going into, they're kind of at the end of their career. They don't have someone younger taking over the store from them. And most young people don't even have the money to put a store together anyway. It just takes so much money to fund those things.
You have a question, Sufer.
Oh, what do I got? What do I do for work? Okay, I'll tell you guys what I do for work. So I work for a software company.
Good idea.
And that software company we have software that helps a lot of large companies be able to market to their customers better, and also help them run the back end computer systems. So we basically help companies run, Fortune, let's just call them Fortune 1000 companies. So that's what I do during my day job, and then I'm a dad of I've got 3 kids and a wife, and then a YouTuber. And this actually takes a lot more time than you guys probably realize to put together a YouTube channel.
More too on this point right here, it is like a double tax because I'm paying taxes on the front end of when I purchase, and then when I sell, I'm paying it on the back end. So I'm paying it twice
And
on the same,
it's unconstitutional, guys. So when you look at what's the law of the land, the law of our land here in the United States is the U.S. Constitution, and in the U.S. Constitution, it clearly states that money is gold and silver coins. It does not talk about paper money being backed by gold and silver. It doesn't talk about fiat money being backed by debt. It has to be gold and silver. It should not be taxed. We shouldn't have an IRS. We shouldn't have a Federal Reserve. Those are not in the Constitution. Those are all things that have been added on top of it. Okay, what did that last one say? I missed that. That went down fast.
Oh, it was about, oh, now I lost it.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Oh, we canceled each other out.
Hi, Perry Martin. Good to see you.
Yankees phone line is not rigged. I won 5 silver dimes and picked them up yesterday. That's awesome. I think that's great. I don't think the stuff is rigged over at Yankees either. The downside is he's got a very special wheel that would take a programmer to build for you. So I've tried to look into getting a wheel like that, and it's just not possible. You guys Sean said that correctly too. We're always double taxed, right? You get taxed when you earn the money.
Mm-hmm.
You get taxed when you spend the money. That's double taxation. And then you get taxed when you die and leave the money to your family.
Or so you're not taxed, your family's taxed, called the death tax.
Your family's taxed, but it's still the same exact earned money.
Yeah.
Being triply taxed by, technically you were a part of the same household. So, it gets a little dicey there. And now we have to have a lot of accountants, if you have a lot of money, to try to figure out how to keep that. And there's all kinds of tricks. I don't have, well, I might, I don't know. I have started a couple tech companies in my past. I actually invented the first mobile loyalty payment system and reward system for restaurants back in 2009. And I don't know that we filed for a patent for that. I've also owned another company in the past that did have a patent in play. So not exactly, I've been involved in the process, but I'm more on the business side than I am on the developer side.
Oh, look at this comment.
That would be great. I would love to have a killer wheel. Would be fun for things, because I'd love to do more giveaways and have more fun with it. But you guys, it gets hard doing the whole number thing, and then the number between 200 and 300.
Yeah.
And on my 1,000 sub party, Nick, I had 100 people on there, and that got insane because I only had one mod at the time, and it took us 10 minutes to try to figure out who the winners were. Having a wheel would be much better. And I like the wheels like Yankees where it picks the person versus picking the thing, because I'd rather give something out than have really hard odds for you guys to actually get anything. To me, that's not as fun. Okay, so
this is a good question.
All right. How do you feel about silver certificates? Should you sell silver certificates? Well, let's look at that real quick.
Hi, West Texas Snacker.
This one I got out of my grandma's drawer. I found it as a kid, all wadded up, and I've been pressing it for 40 years. And this one I bought from an online auction. And then I just got a $5 one too. So to me, the silver certificates are kind of fun piece of history. But I'd hold on to those. I think those are kind of fun. I'm also noticing if you get the $100 bills from the early 2000s or even the 90s, like 1996, 97 $100 bills, those are going for like $120 on eBay.
I kind of agree with this comment here because I'm not really too much into the certificates and I don't have any. I have seen a lot at the local auction that we have, but they're only going for $1 to $5 because of the condition they're in. So
yeah, it's a piece of history. That's it.
Yeah,
It's not
condition. Unless they're in excellent condition, you're not going to get any money out of it.
No. So you're not going to get very much money out of it. For me, it's a fun placeholder when I have my coins displayed and someone, for a video. So I'll hold on to that. I wouldn't go spending a lot of money on any kind of a note, in my opinion. I wouldn't go buy a $500 note, a $1,000 note, and spend crazy amounts of money on it unless you have more silver than you know what to do with. You have more gold than you know what to do with. You've got food storage, all your debts paid off, and you just have money burning holes in your pocket and you want to collect Americana history, then go for it. Go buy that stuff.
Constitutional Stacker thought he said silverbacks, but no, I was talking about, and it's just another form of paper, right?
Yep.
Hi, Randy Matthews.
All right, so I just got to write one thing down on the wheel before I forget.
That's, yep. I have a $5 bill.
So
yeah, and the history's cool, and I think that I think it's something that I love to own a piece of history, but it's not something that I'm going to look for as an investment or that I'm going to get a lot on my return
no, but
on my money.
if you can buy if you can buy a silver certificate for a $1 silver certificate for like $5, even $20, I think it's fun to have one of them. And I'll tell you why. I think it's history. I think it's something you can share to your kids or your grandkids and say, hey, our money used to be backed by gold and silver. And then you can pull out a silver coin and say, this is real money. And then you can pull out a dollar today and tell them that is, fake money based on debt. Like, I'm actually keeping some of my paper dollars, Nick, my greenbacks, because I don't think they're going to be around for much longer. I think they're going to start to disappear and become a lot more rare to have. So I'm keeping some that are in really good shape to be able to show my grandkids what did it look like when we had money.
This is a very nice compliment. Thank you.
Yeah, giveaways it's us giving back to you guys and having fun with things. So sometimes it's stuff that people send in. Other times it's things we just want to do to help you guys out with getting your stack going too. Yeah, Randy's got a good point here, guys. If you haven't done so already, hit that thumbs up. Oh gosh. Craig's mentioning the Hawaii dollars too. I was at a coin show and people were looking for those at the Long Beach coin show. And honestly, maybe it was even the Arcadia one too. Have fun with your collectible stuff. Enjoy it. Just don't stack it, in my opinion. It can get really costly. So you guys just have to be careful with that. But things are going to be more rare going forward, I think. Yeah, that's pretty cool too. So if you can buy things, if you can go to a mint and buy directly from them, that would be really fun. I've seen pictures of I think it's the Perth Mint that has like a massive gold coin. Have you seen that, Nick?
Mm-mm.
I want to say it's like, I don't know. It's bigger than the circumference is bigger than like a volleyball. It's like this massive gold coin that you can see displayed there, and you can go buy stuff there too.
Oh, nice.
But I think it would be really fun to buy things when you guys are on location as well. That could be cool. $10 kilo. Maybe it's a 10 kilo or a 2 kilo. I don't know. It's a huge coin.
How much did you get that for? $1 face, if you don't mind me asking.
Yeah. What are you guys seeing for constitutional silver today? All right. Well, yeah, Randy, it was really massive.
That's neat. Those are neat. Those sound neat.
It's really cool too. So Nick, let's
1750, which isn't bad, because I would say, okay, 18 times
that's not
face,
bad.
19 times face,
My issue, Nick, is if I try to go, I found some at
18,
18.
22.
I saw it at $18 face a couple weeks ago, but when I add the sales tax to it, it went up to 20.
20 times.
And to me, I'm kind of an 18 guy. I like it to be under 18.
I'm 16, 17 until I can't.
I haven't not seen it under 18 very much. At least not
I had been seeing it probably about a month ago.
So let's talk a little bit about the constitutional silver. How much constitutional silver do you think people should be considering?
On that, and I think that you should. I think the more the better.
So let's say I'm brand new to stacking,
Hmm.
and I'm listening to this show today, and I don't know what constitutional silver is. And we tell people that constitutional silver is any of the dimes, quarters, or half dollars that were minted before from 1964 earlier
Right.
in the US. They have 90% silver in them. If I was brand new to that, why would you recommend that I buy any of it in the first place? Because it's kind of old money. Some people call it junk. And is there a number that you think would be good for me to try to work towards for a goal?
Oh, I guess that's going to be really different for everyone when we're talking about numbers and goals. I think that it would be nice just if they wanted just to start there, if that's where they wanted to start on their stacking journey, is start with a
But
constitutional.
why would you recommend someone buy it in the first place?
Well, first of all, it's fractional already.
Okay.
It's if I will just say that I needed a gallon of gas and I didn't have any money, I still can spend it at the store and people know what it is. I can't go spend a silver round.
You could just let me know that you did that, and I'm going to
No,
go.
I really don't want to, but we'll just say that times are that tough and you just need to feed your baby and you need gas, you need milk in desperate times, right? You can go spend that at the store, whereas you can't spend a silver round. You can't break up a silver round either.
That is true, and I think the other thing to look at too is it's highly recognized. It's pretty easy for you to take. I don't have one right in front of me right now, but it's easy to take a half dollar, a quarter, flip it on its side. It's a little harder with the dime, and you can see that it's colored differently.
Hmm.
And yet at the same time, it's very recognizable. So I think it's great silver to use for bartering situations. Honestly, I don't think you're going to be bartering with silver right off the bat if things get crazy. I think you'll be using dollars until they're gone, and then you'll probably be using food and other goods and services. But the silver, I think, could help a lot, Nick, because it is fractional. So I think it's a little easier to break it down, and that's probably that would be the main reason I wouldn't recommend stacking 100-ounce bars unless you have a lot of wealth and you're trying to get it into a tighter place. You can get a lower premium, and you can also put more together in big bars. But what if all you had was a 100-ounce bar and you're trying to get a loaf of bread? It's not going to be a very good conversion rate for you.
And you can still find the constitutional in rolls if you're hunting.
Yep. I think so too. So I got to find a better bank. I've been trying some coin roll hunting and it is not working. No silver yet.
And I have found in my experience selling constitutional versus a collectible round is much easier.
Yeah, I agree. At least right now. I mean, I've heard before I was stacking, I heard there were time periods where people did not want it and they were melting it down. But I don't think we're going to see that time period again. I think you're going to see a time period where it may become very, very difficult to buy constitutional silver, or you're going to see really crazy high premiums like we did, 6 months ago. It got up there pretty high. I was almost considering selling some of mine because it was so high. But then it was hard to know how far it was going to go down. So it's always tough.
And I prefer to stack rosy dimes because it takes less room than like the half dollars. And then you have to be careful with your half dollars that you're not just buying the 40% versus the 90% because 65 to 70 is only 40%. So don't go spending money on those if you don't know what your dates are versus this 90 and the 40.
That is completely true. The other thing you get, the older the money, the less silver it has in it. So, some people will care more about the kind of coin it is. Other people will care about what the weight of the coin is.
I consider myself both a stacker and a collector. I was a collector first and then started stacking. But my love was in the collecting and still is.
So,
And I love to collect flip coins. Just saying.
Azure Blue likes, that moved pretty fast. Proof junk. If it's proof, I don't think you can call it junk. If it's proof. But Nick also likes proofs, but she doesn't like to leave them in the plastic housings.
Oh no, there's no need. Now there are some things that I think that you should leave in a slab or, but
So here's a challenge I'm going to give to the community, everybody that's watching this and is watching it after we're done live. If any of you have an old proof set that you no longer care about and you'd love to see it get ripped open on live TV here, send it to Nick and she's going to open that thing up for us.
Rocky, did you not? I finally got a flip coin. He said his son owns a sports memorabilia store. The Patriots sent me one, Rocky.
She did.
They sent me a real flip coin. Game used. I got this from
Wait, Nick, I'm going to put it on your full screen.
Patriots.
So show that again real quick and then flip it around so we can see it too.
Oh, so you can see
There you go.
Oh, because you can see the flying
That
Elvis.
is shiny, guys. Look at that.
Yes.
And what is that made out of, Nick?
A bunch of awesomeness.
Awesome.
Because I don't know. I really don't know.
I didn't know if you had it tested or not yet.
It's clad. I mean, it's not silver. Hi, Chad. It's not silver, but it's worth a whole bunch more than silver.
Here's another one here. I like the Benjis. That's what I primarily have for my half dollars. Our Benjis.
I prefer the Walkers. I have several Benjis. They're just not my favorite. I prefer, the Walkers and the 64 Kennedys. But silver. I mean, I'll take them all. I guess so. When it comes to junk silver, now if I'm going to buy a coin store, I'm not going to buy the nicest Benjis they have. I would rather save the money and buy the Walkers.
For sure. And then Gold Maple's bringing it back to reality from a few minutes ago. But you guys, anything that's paper that's not real precious metals is history and it's a collectible. So to me, that's not something you stack, but it is something you can collect and have fun with. So I would agree.
Hi, Silver Hair Seeker. Seeing a lot of friends I haven't seen in a long time. It's good to see everybody. Hope you're all doing well. I would love to find a Bugs Bunny Benji. I do look for that every time I go into a store and I see a nice one, or I will look for that. And I'll look too when I'm cutting my Benjis out of the plastic. Because I do, not only do I crack things open, I cut things open. So that
We
plastic
just,
is so bad for coins, I'm telling you.
well, here's what I think we ought to do one of these days, Nick, is I think we need to have a cutting and cracking party.
Oh,
That doesn't,
okay. Because I was
that
just going
doesn't,
to say,
that
if you
doesn't
said
sound very good.
a
We're gonna
crack
crack
off,
the cases, okay?
if you were going to say a
And
crack off, I was just going to say I already won. When I can do it behind my head, behind my
no,
back,
but
and with my
we're
eyes
just
closed.
gonna have you. We're just gonna have you do it, and then we'll do some giveaways from it, which I think would be fun.
Oh, yes. I love to. Yes. You
So
normally, when I do crack them open, I do um, give them away.
I think we need to see if anybody wants to donate it. Let us know. Otherwise, I'm going to see if I can find some that aren't too pricey that we can rip open. I'll check a couple local coin stores too.
I think I have a few. Oh, Bugs Bunnies. And yes, I think the last time I had all these Benjis, Mike Pepsi has my Benjis now.
Uh-oh. What does the Bugs Bunny run?
I'm sorry?
Cost-wise, do you know what a Bugs Bunny runs? Cost.
Oh, I mean, Mike Pepsi, help me out. How much? How much? It's really depending on the grade,
Yep.
of course. And I've
I've
seen
only
some
seen
where
them
it's
on the
really where
computer.
you
I
could
haven't
really see it really well and where it's kind of faded too. So it's gonna, and then condition. 55 is the cheapest. Depends on the grade. Yeah, that's what I thought. It really depends on the grade.
Look at this. This is interesting. So, what do you think
Ah.
about 40%? I was listening to, it was about 2 months ago. I can't remember who it was. Oh, I think it's someone out of Singapore that has a stacking channel out of Singapore. It's something
Mhm.
silver, and I can't remember the channel. He hasn't popped up in a long time. I think it was him, but he had someone on there that was talking about, and I might be getting this all wrong, but 40% silver Kennedys is all they're going for because they're the least expensive silver way to get silver.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
that's
it's
what.
it's still silver, right?
It's
It's
still
it's at
silver.
40%, but it's still silver, and, they're way undervalued right now is what I was hearing. So I was
Oh,
kind of
I
interested in
sold a
trying to
lot of 40. I had a lot of 40% Kennedys, and I sold all of them because they're big, they're the half dollars and they're only 40% and they take up so much more room that I would rather have kept my 90%. So I sold the 40.
for sure, but what if you could find 40 where it was a lot less money than what 40% of that, whatever the weight would be, the 40% of the silver there? What
I
if
would, yep, you're right. I
you
would
could
buy a
make
lot
something
more of
else,
it
you
and
could
then
make
sell it
silver for a
later
lot
on.
less. Yeah.
I would buy a lot of it and then sell it when later on and make a profit. Hi, 79. Good to see you. So NG, okay, let's see. My Pepsi just a 1955p MS64, $65. But
Oh, okay.
that's decent, but I've seen that they can go for a lot of money.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. So,
It's a
um,
it's a cool era. It's a well-known era, you know.
this one's cracking me up here, Nick.
Why does she have silver in her mouth?
It's better than mercury, but
Yeah, I
yeah.
guess. Yep.
But most of the stuff, some kind of a weird plastic that's probably gonna end up causing cancer too, I don't know.
Well, thank God I only had 2 cavities in my whole entire life. And I
Yeah,
only needed happy gas because they weren't that deep. So, and me on happy gas, that was kind of funny.
happy gas can be pretty funny.
Yeah.
I've had I don't have the best teeth, I take care of them very well, but they're just not that great, and, I've had a couple times where I have not been able to get the Novocaine to work, so I just happy gas that thing up and they just drilled.
Oh, goodness. Off-road adventure, good to see you. Oh my goodness.
You
No,
gotta just
I've
get
never
out of
had
your brain you
anything.
gotta get out of your body a little bit with that one.
I never had any drilling or anything like that. We've got good strong teeth. Dentists and silver. I know somebody that still gets gold in their mouth when they have a root canal. And
Yeah.
honest, this person said that if they ever needed the tooth and they needed the gold, they were going to pull it themselves. No, I'm not kidding.
Well, here's the real question: is someone else going to pull it for them?
I
Are
don't know.
you at risk? Are you at risk? Like, don't smile when gold goes up to like $5,000 an ounce.
What if somebody murders the person for the gold? Or is
I
that
don't
what you
know,
meant?
but I'm not saying they'd murder them. I'm just saying they'd take their teeth out. But you get into Latin cultures. So we have a lot of people from Mexico and Guatemala and Honduras and El Salvador um, down here in California. And a lot of people from those countries will have gold in their teeth.
Craig's got some gold teeth. Those are not cheap either. I mean, gold is not cheap even in your mouth. The state flower is a pine cone. That is true. That is true.
That came up last time, didn't it? Or maybe that was in our other chat, Nick.
That was in our other chat. But yes, that is true. I mean, people, yes. Well, we are the pine tree state.
Yep.
A constitutional stacker, I no joke. And this person actually lives in Oregon. So go figure, right? Constitutional stacker lives in Oregon too.
There's a few people fighting around the price of gas and diesel. It's not as expensive as what I pay, guys. I can tell you that. We're close to $6 at the pump here.
We're at, I think, 350, but it's going to go up here soon because people are putting, have to heat their home. So they're putting the number 2 kerosene or something like that. I don't know what it's called, but the gold in gold bags is legit in weight.
That's what I've been told. When I tried burning it, apparently using a Bic lighter is not the right way to do it. You got to do it in a crucible. So
you need to do it in a controlled study.
Everything. I was doing it outside with the wind, and
I mean, yeah. The science teacher would not be happy with your technique, Surfer.
No, but my technique had nothing to do with actually weighing it. It had
no, it really didn't. But you have to weigh the bowl before and after, Surfer, next time.
I know, and it got stuck all over it. But what's interesting is it did ball up, which I thought was really interesting because I thought the gold would maybe just I didn't know what it was going to do because it's not enough to melt the gold. The heat was nowhere near the temperature for it.
Bye, Amy. So Gold Maple, there is no longer a KFC in Orono anymore. That's since closed and now is a bank across from McDonald's. It's a bank. Yes. No, we've had literally Burger King and KFC and Taco Bell have all closed in our town. But I don't eat that much stuff from there anyway.
All right, this I don't understand and I don't believe it. I have to see this. Is there a video on that, Shadrach? Anyway.
Well, Rocky Superstar, you need to come up and I will buy you the best lobster in town. His son, he has another son that lives up in this area. Oh, the boss lady has relatives. Okay. I know where that is. Yep.
All right, so I'm going to go look at this. Nick, we're going to have to look at this video. We might have to bring it up on a live stream one day, but I got to see that. If you go and melt 50 or it wasn't 50 of them.
Was it 50 of them or the 50, or is there like a $50 one?
Yeah, it was the 50 note size. I don't know. I think it was 10 of them or something like that. But that's still a lot of gold. I don't recommend burning your gold backs. The premium is 90% premium. Use them for trade, do not melt them.
Yeah, right. I figured that's who that was, Mark B.
Yeah, 1050 note. Okay. I'm gonna have to go check it out. Thank you for that. Someone was bugging me when I first did my first gold back video burning them. They wanted me to go burn 1,000 of them.
Well, yeah, they're gonna tell you to do it because it's not theirs. So they
I
had an
know. And I'm
iguana.
like, I'm going to go burn 1,000 of those. Forget it.
Yeah, we have a Linda Bean lobster. Oh, everything was from Maine in the store. Oh, that's a bummer. Well, I will treat anybody to a Maine lobster that wants to come up and visit.
That sounds like a deal.
Or, well, they'd probably like a lobster roll, so they don't have to go, crack well, I'm really good at cracking stuff, but I'm not gonna sit there like, and cut your meat for you. So if we go get a lobster roll, it'll be overflowed with lobster, and we don't have to crack the claws and everything else to get the meat.
Well, I just put two and two together. No wonder you crack open your cases.
Believe it or not, you guys, I don't eat lobster.
Oh, I don't believe it.
I don't. I really don't. I don't. I would rather have the fried clams, and that's what I get, the whole belly clams. Yep. So the lobster to me is I don't think it has any flavor unless you dunk it in all that butter.
I had a horrible lobster a couple of weeks ago at a steak restaurant. We ended up sending it back. It
Where did
tasted
a
like
bad lobster, where'd you get it?
Morton Steakhouse.
Is it dead?
Uh, well, it was dead by the time
Well,
I ate
the reason why I ask is if you go into a store here or a restaurant chain, you have all the lobsters in there. You get to pick out which one you want, and it's alive.
it. It
And
should
then
have been alive. I mean, this is like one of your, it's like it's the top of it's at the top of the chain like steak restaurant places, but it should have been live. It had no flavor to it whatsoever. And when I go to Boston,
Boston.
the lobsters I get up there at like even just legal seafood, they taste like butter
Mm.
without any kind of butter already.
Oh,
They already have a nice, really good taste to them.
I love
Stone
stone
crab, I
crab.
have not
Mm.
tried that. I'll have to try that.
We'll have to bring a roll of walkers for next coincidence. Bring all the walkers. I'll give you all the lobster you want. Nick said has no flavor. I don't think it does. But I am a Maina, so I mean it's something that's we take it for granted, I suppose. But we also have lobster chowder that we can make with
I've had
fiddleheads.
lots of dungeon crab.
If anybody knows what fiddleheads are, put that in the chat. But yes, that's another staple for up here is fiddleheads.
Yeah, lobsters are smaller though. I have to tell you guys that. I mean, if you see a big lobster, they're crazy expensive now. I think we've just overfished a lot of stuff.
Well, yes, I know. So we Fern, she's the smartest chick I know, and that is the truth. So up here, literally, you can go down to Bar Harbor, and you will see the fishing boats come in, and you can pick your lobster right from the fishing boat. It's that fresh, and
That's awesome.
they're pretty good in size. So you can
Well,
either get them small or big.
I grew up fishing every Saturday with my grandpa on the
Mhm.
ocean.
Oh, wow.
So I've caught a lot of leopard sharks. I've caught a lot of barracuda, a lot of sea bass and bonita. That's a lot of what we catch here. And then I've also caught a 4.5 foot long mahi mahi or dorado. If
I
you
like
guys know what that
mahi-mahi. I
is.
like that.
So that is the only dolphin I've ever eaten. It is.
I'm getting hungry too. Yes, I'm hungry. Lobster is expensive, but
It is worth it though if you get a good one.
and that's the truth. They were the poor man's lobster. And lobster was a poor man's food. And what made them not be was they're in Bar Harbor. What was that family's name out of New York? Rockefellers are the ones that brought them into the mainstream. And it's not the poor man food, but prior to the Rockefellers, it was the poor man's food.
So if you get a time machine, go back to 1900, then you can get as
Yeah.
much as you want.
Yeah, the last of the Rockefellers died in this particular town, but yeah, they lived near the bushes in Kennebunkport.
I did. If I got a frozen lobster at Morton's, that's really bad.
Well, a lot of times you can get the, lobster tail. That's really big in the South, and then they say, "Oh, you just had some lobster," but it was like a frozen
Yeah.
lobster
Well,
tail.
okay. So here's my last fish story I'll tell. Um, I was working for another software company a few years back, and we were in New York, and I was there with the VP and the director. And one of my colleagues took us to this restaurant, and I knew it was expensive because there was no menu. You sit down at this restaurant, Nick, and behind you is just a bar that's probably twice the width of a piano. Okay, so maybe 8 feet wide, and there's 10 fish sitting on ice. That's it.
Oh, wow.
That's all they got. And so we picked a fish that it was just everything's flown in fresh. So this had just been flown in from um, I think it was Spain that it just got flown in from. So they put it on the plane, they came in, and it was ready for dinner in New York. And one perk you get with working with software companies is a lot of times there's pretty good ability to expense. But anyway, this thing ended up running about like $400 a person. And the VP's like, I can't approve any of this stuff. And we had to do some magic to pay for it. But it was one of the tastiest fish I've ever had. And if you ever go to a restaurant and there's not a menu and there's fish on ice, run. It's going to kill you. You won't be able to own silver anymore. It's going to take all your money. Oh my
The fish
gosh.
company alive in the tank. Huh. Well, we're a little over that hour.
Oh, we are. It went by
We
fast.
are, and I've got to work in the morning.
Yep, we need to let Nick go. So we are going to be back on Tuesday night, guys. And we will have another fun subject. I don't know if we have decided which one to pick yet, but we did create a list of topics. So I think we've got another fun one to do. I don't want to say what it might be yet, Nick, until you know if you've got enough time to research it.
Right. Well, yes, and I had something else to discuss too
Okay.
before we decide.
Okay, cool.
So Tuesday, it's going to be fun though, nevertheless.
That'll be great. Last thing before you guys go, I've got a video coming out tomorrow. I interviewed Andy Scheckman today from Miles Franklin. So that video will be going out early evening, late afternoon for California guys here. And East Coast, it'll probably be around like 4 or 5 that it'll go out. But take a look at that. It's going to be a really cool video. It talks a lot about what's going on in the world today and some of the things you can do to get prepared. And until next time, peace out. And thank you guys for stopping by.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you guys.